Hi everyone, I send my greetings into the void. We're back with Eliza, developed by Zachtronics in 2019, a visual novel about an AI counseling system. We're playing as Evelyn, we're in the middle of chapter 1. We had a bit of a rough start with an existentialist Darren. We got through this, and now I think the game wants us to play some solitaire. So I'm thinking we might play some solitaire for a start. Just to keep you up to date, we have a coffee to go with our friend Nora. We need to finish our workday and then afterwards see what happens. Just to let you know, I already saw what happens in chapter 1, but the game footage got corrupted, so we are re-recording chapter 1. But after that, it's a complete surprise to me. So let's continue the game. I also want to let you know that my microphone picks up my mouse really well, so you might be hearing some clicking. Just as last time, I'd recommend that you consider this ASMR, and hopefully you're not too annoyed. Okay, so we need to start our next session, and Evelyn here is hoping that the next session is a little easier on her nerves. Now let's see. Oh, I forgot to click on the solitaire. Alright, that's okay. Let's start our next session immediately. Solitaire can wait. Okay, we have Maya here. Maya leads. Hello, Maya. Welcome back.
Hello, Maya. Welcome back.
Hi. Yes, I'm back.
Okay, in case anyone doesn't know, we are not actually counseling her. We're wearing a headset that analyzes Maya here, and the headset will give us responses based on Maya's reactions. We're just here to give a little bit of a human factor to the whole thing. So that's how it all works. The clients are aware of this, and so let's see. We're here just as a proxy to Eliza. So hi Maya, she's back. Apparently she's been a user of Eliza services for some time now. And here we are, straight off the bat, talking about the weather. As we know, Eliza also has an implemented weather app. So Eliza might even tell us if it's going to get a bit sunny. Maybe she's the one with the picnic we mentioned in the first episode.
Rainy out there today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good thing I put on my extra big raincoat this morning.
Truly. See? Thankfully, it's supposed to clear up later. Thank you, Eliza, and thank you for your implemented weather feature.
Thankfully, it's supposed to clear up later.
Well, gonna look weird with my giant coat tonight.
That's fashion today.
Cool, cool, cool.
Okay, so enough with the chit-chat about the weather. Maya, why are you here?
What brings you here today, Maya?
Right now I'm just nervous. I have the nerves. I've been trying to get my career off the ground for so long, like a really long time. And I still feel like I'm stuck on level 1 and... Sorry, I know we've talked about all this before. I probably don't need to go over it again. Anyway, there's this conference that's happening next week, right? Like media professionals, something. That's bad enough for my anxiety, but I was also invited to this party thing. It's like dinner and then a party. I'm not sure how it's gonna work. The point is, there's gonna be a lot of big, important, famous people there. Like people that I really look up to. People with big followings online and lots of fans and all that. All of that.
Straight off the bat, she seems nervous about having to meet some famous people. I'm guessing she has a bit of an imposter syndrome, but that's me and my layman opinion. How does that make her feel?
And how does that make you feel?
I feel like, why? Like, why was I invited to this? I'm nobody. I am a serious, gigantic nobody. I don't have a show I'm doing or any collections out or a webcomic everybody loves. I mean, I tried to do those things, but nobody cared. I don't have fans or followers. I'm not even sure I have friends, like for real friends. I tried. I do try. I put my art online and update my social media accounts, and I try to post consistently like they say to do, but yeah, I'm still in that, like, purgatory zone, just waiting to be discovered. I don't know, I feel like I was invited to this party thing as a way for someone to be mean to me, to remind me how successful everyone else is. Why am I even going to it? I mean, I know I should, to meet people and make connections or something.
Is meeting people and making connections your goal?
Well, I think it is. Networking? I'm supposed to do networking, right? I really have no idea what networking is. Hello, I'm Maya. I do comics and art and I write and stuff, and I have lots of characters and ideas, and would you like to give me money and I'll do those things for you?
Exactly.
Hi, I'm cool. Please like me. like me, hire me. Oh God, I hope they like me. I really, really hope I make a good impression at this thing. Of course, knowing the way things usually go for me, I'll fuck it up massively somehow. I'll fall into the fondue pot or throw up on someone, something like that.
The other thing is, I'm a bit annoyed by her, right? But the reason I'm annoyed is we're a bit too similar, her and I. So let's see what Eliza has to say
I
about
don't know if
this.
there's actually going to be fondue there. I'm just saying that kind of feels like something.
Well, girl, if there's no fondue there, then you might as well leave.
You sound a little concerned or afraid.
Well, yeah, I am. I'm terrified. What if they suddenly remember I'm a failure and shouldn't be drinking their booze and breathing their air? Eventually someone's gonna realize I'm not hip enough to be at this thing. Maybe it'll be polite, like a gentle tap on the shoulder. Excuse me, miss. I couldn't help but notice that you suck and are terrible.
So, imposter syndrome. Not to diagnose her over here in a video game.
It's obviously just my anxiety talking. I know it won't go like that literally, but it could be like that in a figurative sense.
Okay, let's see. What if everything happens perfectly and she's optimistic?
Okay, Maya. I want you to imagine things going well. What does that look like?
Going well? Well, that would be a first for me. I suppose going well at this party means people start to learn about who I am. And maybe some of them help me with my career, and maybe some of them become my friends. Like, I want to be noticed as a creator, but I also want friends who are cool. That sounds super basic. You know what I mean? Is it okay to want that? I hope it is. I want to be part of, like, a group. And we like each other and support each other, and maybe the things I make won't be as good as the things they're making, but I hope they see my work and see me. Yeah, that's what I want.
What do you think it'll take to get to this ideal scenario?
Well, probably takes me being a different person than the one I am. Someone who's cool and alluring and has that air of mystery instead of being some kind of scrawny, nervous wreck. Someone with style and grace and poise. Someone who can walk into a room and own it. God, I wish I could do that. But only when I wanted to, because I also wish I could disappear when I wanted to. I know that's a little contradictory. Sorry.
Nah, it's okay. Okay, so we're cutting straight to the point. See, with Darren, we had a little bit of a longer conversation, but now Maya's like, I'm scared of this party. I really want to have some friends. We're like, okay, fine, shut up. Let's do something.
Okay, Maya. I have some recommendations for you.
Okay, she's gonna get some stress management. At least it's not breathing exercises this time. Switching it up, you know.
First, I'm going to suggest a set of stress management exercises for you to do. You'll find them in the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. They may be able to help you with your nervousness.
And of course, lightosinol too. Let's not forget about the medication.
Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about lightosinol too.
Once again, I just want to remind everyone that I'm extremely pro-medication considering mental health. I just think it's a wonderful thing that they included this because Eliza, is Eliza a medical professional, right? I mean, not to go too deep into this, but as I said before, what I'm thinking here is that if you're a drug manufacturer, you might pay Skanda to put your medicine into Eliza, right? So me as Evelyn, right? Us as a proxy, we can't really do much. I mean, first of all, we're not medical professionals. And then second of all, even if we were, maybe we wouldn't have recommended lightostenol too. So I'm really curious as to how Eliza here makes medical assumptions and how it chooses the medicine to suggest. I hope that's maybe something we find out during this game. I have not been spoiled that much, but that's really a question of mine. So yes, based on Eliza's analysis, this medication might help her feel better, and might as well. But I'm wondering how Eliza chooses this.
Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better.
Drugs. Yes.
Oh, but she's happy about it, so I guess that's fine.
Whatever you said that was called, I am on it.
You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
I always do. I always get the reminder. I mean, not that I always act on it.
Thank you, Maya.
Thank you, Maya. We hope to see you back soon.
Yeah. Don't you say this every time?
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner.
She seems a little bit more positive than the last guy we spoke with. So Maya, I hope you have fun at the party, and I hope people accept you. That's just my personal well wishes for you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Session complete. Oh, I think she might tip us. Come on, Maya. Oh, she gave us 5 stars and a $5 tip. Excellent. Okay, so completed, great rating, steady client. Amazing. Here we are. Ray comes over to talk to me after I finish my second session.
How are you feeling? That was definitely along the lines of a more typical client.
You watched that one too?
I couldn't bear the thought of you getting 2 really intense clients in a row. I just wanted to make sure everything went smoothly.
You know what I'm wondering? What if I just start playing Solitaire while talking to her? Will she be offended? Like, can I just open Solitaire and start playing Solitaire? I guess I can, but... Thank you, Ray.
Thanks, Ray.
Are you getting used to the system now?
It's been 2 sessions. We do feel it's kind of restrictive.
I still feel like it's kind of restrictive. I wish I could interpret what Eliza prompts instead of reading it exactly.
But yeah, we mentioned last time, liability, lawsuits, all that. I get it.
Yeah, it's like I said, a lot of new proxies run into this. They'll say, if only I could just talk to them for real, if only I could say what I really wanted to say. That's a really common feedback point.
You're never tempted to break away from the script yourself?
Nah, it's just not part of the job, you know? I learned to compartmentalize pretty early on, and that always served me well. People overestimate their own abilities. Have you ever had an interaction with a stranger where he clearly thinks he's getting along with you way better than he actually is?
Sure.
Sure, hasn't everyone?
It's like that. People like to think they can play therapist. It seems easy if all you know is the movie version.
Called me out. She called me out right here.
You know, where you get paid to sit there with your notepad and say, I see, or every once in a while. The reality is, active listening takes a lot of work.
True.
It's much easier to just zone out a little bit and let Eliza run things.
But zone out a bit. Like, in that case, right? So if your job, I mean, I'm not to get too philosophical about this. So if your job is to just sit there, zone out, and read the prompt, then what's the use of the human proxy, right?
It's kind of meditative in a way. You just follow the prompts. I know computers telling you what to do has this negative connotation to it, and people who want to criticize us call it dystopian or whatever.
Maybe I said that once or twice.
But it's like any technology. It's a tool.
Ray looks thoughtful for a moment.
Either way, you're doing fine so far, Evelyn.
Thank you.
This is a busy day, too. We might break our single-day record if no one cancels.
Busy day, 2 cases.
Is volume especially high right now?
It is, yeah. It really rose around the beginning of the year. We've been in the press a lot lately, so it could be that. Could be it's New Year's resolutions, too. People coming in, wanting to sort their lives out once and for all. This year is the year I'm really going to start addressing my problems.
Okay, so this was me in the beginning of 2020, and I was really doing well for like 2.5 months, and then, the rest of 2020 happened. So, yeah, I get it.
I mean, I get that. I do the same thing.
Yeah, me too.
Me three.
Anyway, I told you it was simple, right? Just keep up the good work following those prompts, and you'll be leveling up in no time.
This year is the year I'm really going to start addressing my problems. Again, me, 2020, doing great, and then 2020 happened. I definitely remember thinking that. Me, 8 months ago. Oh, 9 months ago. I remember thinking that 3 years in a row, girl, only three? Only three? Oh, here we are. I agreed to meet up with Nora at a cafe nearby, Komorebi. I have probably butchered that, but Komorebi. We've met up with her at Komorebi. I almost didn't recognize her when she came in and sat down at my table.
Evelyn! It's been so long since the last time I saw you in person.
She used to stick to a very subdued and professional look. Guess she really wanted to put those days behind her.
It's definitely been a while. 3 years?
Now, I do want to point out that I'm thinking something really important happened 3 years ago, because if you remember in the last episode, we received an email commemorating a 3-year anniversary of a passing of a supposedly friend of ours, and we were asked to donate to some of the charities that mimic the things he supported during his life. So I'm thinking something traumatic happened 3 years ago, in line with his death that caused the two of us to split. I was not spoiled on this. This is my theory.
Yeah, almost 3 years.
Feels like no time at all.
Well, I'm glad you're back doing something. But you didn't tell me what the new job is.
Oh, well, it's, being a proxy counselor for Eliza.
You're kidding me. That's an interesting choice.
I'm not quite sure why I did it. Maybe I thought I'd be able to see things in a new light.
Wait, so do the people at the counseling office know?
No, not yet. I should tell them, probably. I don't know.
It's fun to have it be a secret.
It's fun to have it be a secret. I'm sure it'll get out eventually, one way or another.
Yeah, it probably will. Evelyn, how are you these days? I mean, really, how are you?
Well, based on this hour and a half of footage that we have of Evelyn so far in total, I'm going to say that I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure.
I knew you were working at that bookstore for a while, but other than that, it's like you dropped off the edge of the planet.
Well, I wasn't up to much.
I checked your social media once in a while, but nothing. Not that I blame you. I hate all those apps.
Yeah, I deleted them.
I struggle to find the words to talk about what happened, but they don't come.
I don't know what happened. It's like...
There's something dark in my mind blocking me when I try to go there. A void.
I guess I'm still not ready to talk about it yet.
It's okay. Take the time you need. I'm sorry, Evelyn. I knew you were in a difficult place after what happened, and I wanted to say something.
I'm really, really convinced this has something to do with that death.
But I worried that maybe you don't want to hear from anyone from your past. Maybe you wanted to be left alone and not reminded of the old job.
I'm going to say thank you to Nora. It's nice to know that she was thinking of.
It's nice to know you were thinking of me.
Well, I'm glad. I was kind of going through a lot myself last couple years.
That's right. What about you? How is your life these days? What's it like being a rock star?
It's a lot of work, actually.
Please tell me you're a little
I have to prepare
Sappho.
for the show next week. I have 2 collaborations ongoing, and I'm applying for funding for another. A big one.
Please tell me you're a little Sappho.
I'm also advising on an art activism group that makes art installations to challenge people to think about the ways technology is affecting their lives. Oh yeah, and I'm working on this, kind of like it's a granular synthesis engine, but with a new twist to it.
Okay, so this reminds me of like when you meet a friend that you haven't seen in 10 years and you ask them how they're doing, and they're like, hey, I'm on my second house, third PhD, I have 3 children, and I don't know when I'm gonna fit my fourth vacation this year, and also I'm working on a cure for cancer, but that's just a hobby. And then they ask you how you're doing, and you're like, my cat is still alive.
It should be interesting.
No, for sure.
Granular synthesis. Sorry, I don't know what that is.
It's a way to make sounds out of smaller sounds called grains. Maybe it's better to show you than to explain in words.
I hope little Sappho uses granular synthesis, honestly. So, here's the thing. If she just listed 10 things she's doing and she can't afford it, she can't afford her basic necessities with this, I'm thinking that might hurt. So I'm just going to say it sounds like you're busy but happy.
Sounds like you're busy, but happy.
Yeah, it's good. Well, I make less money than I used to, but I don't care. Old me might have worried about that. Not anymore, though. Sometimes I do take a little contract coding work, but I'm making most of my rent with booking fees and selling music and so on. Kind of crazy. Kind of scary, but good.
If it makes you happy, it seems worth it.
If it makes you happy, it seems worth it. Maybe I should consider moving in a direction like that.
I mean, we're gonna be big, Sappho.
You should.
Yeah?
Listen, I hope you can get away from the industry too, at some point. Ah, that reminds me what I was going to tell you about. Our old boss is back on his bullshit.
She called us to get coffee because of a gossip from a workplace that we worked at 3 years ago.
Rainer? Soren?
Soren Lloyd Rose, celebrated psychologist, entrepreneur, and creepo.
Creepo.
Creepo?
Wait, he wasn't ever weird around you? Did I ever tell you about the time that he hit on me with a story about past lives and the thread of destiny?
What?
Wait, what?
Oh, this is a good one.
I bet.
Okay, it was early on when the team was still pretty small, 7 or 10 people maximum. He'd gone out with some executives to dinner, and who knows what else. He came back to the office super late. I think it was like at least 11, maybe later. And the whiskey smell was just surrounding him. Like he jumped into a whiskey bathtub with his clothes on. Maybe he'd like to do that, I don't know. Anyway, I was still there for some reason. I was in the crunch mindset. He came over to my desk and started to mumble about, I don't even know how to describe it, just this nonsensical rambling. He started by saying how much he hated businessmen, how ridiculous they are, that they don't know anything. He said that a few times. Then he said he could see my soul, that I was like a reincarnated spirit of, I don't remember, he said some name.
Like a person's name?
Like a mythological name. I didn't hear it very well, but it was like a Buddhist spirit or deity or something like that. Then he goes on to say how he and I, all of us on the team, were all these reincarnated spirits sent to relieve human suffering at the end of the world.
Could you imagine if this turned out to be the main plot of this game?
And we're connected by a thread of destiny that draws us to each other again and again over multiple lifetimes. He talked about it like it was just like a red string you could see. So I'm thinking, is this like some kind of pickup technique? You know, how people will talk to you and say, oh, you are the reincarnation of an ancient goddess or something. Ugh, just because they are horny.
Yeah, it happens to me like twice a day. Totally.
Oh, yeah, totally. Guys will try anything.
He went on some more like that for a while, and I didn't know what to do. I wanted to leave, but he was blocking me where he was standing.
Was Baba Yaga a goddess? Because that's the only one I'd get compared to. I don't think she was. I think she's just a regular old demon.
So I couldn't simply go. I had to keep listening to him. Finally, he mentioned that he would be open to the possibility of sleeping with me, and then he passed out on the couch immediately.
You're kidding.
No, not at all. Of course, we never talked about it after that. Certainly I would not bring it up. I wonder if he even remembers. Nothing like that happened again, but I think it was because I took care to not be around if it seemed like he was going to be drunk at the office. I wonder if he's still that way. I'm sure he is.
Wow.
And now he's back. Isn't it exciting? He messaged me the other day wanting to talk to me about some new startup he's putting together.
He left Skanda?
He's planning to. It's a secret for
Well,
now.
not a secret now.
He asked me to join, and I said, no, there's absolutely no way. Maybe a long time ago, I'd be interested in a chance to start a new company with someone famous like Soren at the top. You know, a time when I'd put up with his shittiness because I believed in what we were doing. Change the world, you know the speech. Or, if we didn't change the world, at least we might get rich trying. I don't think that way anymore. I'm tired of the tech business. I'm tired of what guys like him represent. This industry can have fun eating itself and everything around it, causing as many problems as it solves. I don't want to be a part of it. It took me a while to see it, but I feel some responsibility for the world we live in now.
Okay, but what if I now start playing Solitaire?
You've really changed, Nora.
It doesn't feel like I've changed. It just feels like I know more about myself than I used to. I want to be creative, be myself to the maximum. Now I know you weren't lying about leaving social media because I posted about this. A lot.
Yeah, I guess I missed it.
A lot can happen in 3 years. Now I just hope maybe I could talk to other people who are in the same situation I was in. I want young people, especially women, to know that yes, it is possible to get rich by working with guys like Soren. But there is a big cost too. I mean, there's always a cost. Maybe a cost you didn't think about before. Or maybe it's a cost you thought you would be okay with paying, but then when the debt comes due, you realize, oof, it's bigger than you thought.
Nora pauses for a moment. I wonder what that cost was for her. Oh yeah, that's mysterious.
Now that's my conclusion. But you, on the other hand, you should go and say hello to him.
What, you just called him a scumbag, and now you're like, I should go and say hello to him? Why?
To Soren.
Yeah, he's giving this big keynote talk next week, you know? It's the reveal of his new startup. Many people will be watching.
I mean, honestly, I have nothing better to do.
Maybe I should find out what he's up to now.
It will be interesting, don't you think? You're already working as a proxy for Eliza. That must be giving you some new perspectives. Now you'll get to see what Soren believes the next step is. Don't tell me you're not the least bit curious.
I don't know. Maybe I am. It's free to attend?
Of course not. It's at one of those conferences you pay thousands of dollars to get into. But lucky for you, I have an all-access pass.
How lucky.
Here, take it.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah, he had one sent to me. As if there's any way I would go to a snake person convention like that.
Why are you asking me to go to a snake person convention then? Snake person.
Snake person.
You know, people who are like snakes. Venture capitalists. Biz dev.
If you're so against it, why do you think I should go?
Exactly.
Because I already made my decision. You need to go make yours. You're coming out from the cave you were in for the last 3 years, and you need to decide what you're going to do next, right?
So if I go and agree with him, am I a snake person then? Nora leans over the table towards me, a serious look in her eyes.
Evelyn, you're one of the smartest people I've met in my whole life. I'm serious.
I know.
I've seen the way you approach things like this. You're going to research and learn as much as you can. And only then, when you feel like you know enough, you'll make your decision. Isn't that right? You have more to contribute to the world, but you want to know you're contributing the right things in the right way. I've always admired that about you. Anyway, I should get going. I have a rehearsal for a show to get to. It was really good to see you, though. Really, really good. I promise not to be a stranger anymore, okay?
Nora dashes off to her rehearsal. She's a busy person now. Busy but happy, it seems like. Is that the secret? Keep yourself busy? Okay. Let's see. Oh, I have some text. Okay, let's check it out. The barista here seems like a nice enough guy. He wrote Nora's name Lola, though. He must have misheard it. Oh, look, he's just a guy. It's nice to know this is an option. The tea and coffee at the counseling center didn't look so inspiring. Girl, you never tried them. You never tried them. I wanted to have you try them and you never did. Yes, you are being a snob. Okay, so let's see what they got here. Espresso, Americano, macchiato, cappuccino, latte, mocha, chai, hot cocoa, hot tea, iced tea. Really? Really? That's your snobbish selection? It's just a coffee selection. Jesus. Komorebi, I wonder what that means. Well, based on what I'm seeing, it means open daily. I should try to study Japanese again. One more thing that fell away. It says right here, Evelyn. Okay, we have some text. Email. Meredith M. Mercer. Solitaire is hard. There's a reason they're called patience games. The trick is not to get ahead of yourself. Sometimes what seems like easy forward progress is actually something that's going to get you irrevocably stuck. You know, like life. Oh, thank you. Think carefully before each move and you'll start winning games. I remember you had a good head for this kind of thing back in school, so I dare say you might just need to get into that mindset again. You can do it. M cubed. Okay, she's a dramaturge and game designer. So a game designer and dramaturge, I might be butchering this pronunciation. She's sending us an email about Solitaire. Okay. Interview. Hey, seems like my original message might have gotten lost in the shuffle, so I'm looping back around on this. Any interest in speaking with me about the origins of parametric therapy and Eliza in particular? See below. Greetings. I'm trying to track down a certain Evelyn Ishino Aubrey, who was one of the principal developers of the Eliza system for Skanda. Is that you? If not, apologies and please ignore. I'm something of a cultural commentator who's looking to write about the early origins of parametric therapy and where it's gone from there. Does it deliver on its promise? What do the people who worked on it think of it now? On a more general level, how has introducing increasing levels of automation into human life affected us? There are some well-known names that seem to grab all the press and speaker slots when it comes to this subject, but I'm interested in speaking with people who might have a different perspective, maybe a more skeptical or even subversive perspective. If you're willing to participate, just let me know and we can get something up in person or online, whichever works best for you. It could be a great opportunity for you to get your side of the story out there. Peter Gerd. Okay, so what this confirms to us, right, basically, we, as well as Nora over there, we used to be developers for the Eliza app, right? And now we're working for the Eliza app. Evelyn has been giving us some hints on this prior, but this just confirms everything. Okay, I do want to check the Eliza proxy, right? And sessions. So we can't click on Maya. We couldn't click on Darren too. She has given us 5 stars. And we did get some new achievements, I think. Steady client, great rating. Okay. All right. Let's continue. What a day. Been a while since I've done that much in a single day. At least now I can relax. Ray. Hey, Evelyn, it's Ray from the office. Just curious, what kind of cookies do you like? Cookies? Yeah. She gave us quite some choice, right? You know what? Just give us some good old-fashioned chocolate chips. Yes, the classic. I bake cookies for the team now and then. And I try to mix it up so everyone gets their favorite at least once. Isn't that a lot of cookies? It is, but I enjoy making them. The thing about baking is once you start, it's pretty easy to just keep going. You have everything out, so you might as well do multiple batches. And the cleanup takes more or less the same amount of time. I don't know much about baking. And honestly, in real life, that's true as well. I baked once. I cook. I wouldn't say well, but it's okay. You know, I feed myself, but I don't know much about baking. It's fun. Come over, teach me. I don't know. Baking, huh? Cooking in general is something I feel like I could try to get better at some point. So nice to see you today. Good seeing you too. We should do that more often. Yeah, we should. I know I said I don't miss working at a big company, but I do miss our old crew sometimes. Yeah, I'm guessing Evelyn doesn't. I write software for myself now. It's so much better. Come to my show, though. You're coming, right? Please come. Please. 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 Nora? What? You're funny. I certainly am. Nora, if you're not little Sappho, I'll be upset. Okay, now I'm really exhausted. Why is even just texting with people such an effort? Because they just won't stop bothering you. Okay, so I'm in my room. Let's see. Some of these clothes I've had since college. Wish I could reinvent myself like Nora. Not that I would know how. Ask her! I should tidy up the shelves at some point. Some of these books still spark joy, don't they? I hope they do. Those have been sitting there like that for a long time. I meant to put them up. Not sure what I'm waiting for. More wall space, it seems. I don't really feel like doing anything. What happened? I used to have so much energy. I'd stay up until 2 or 3 in the morning writing code. Then I'd be up again at 8, ready to pick up right where I left off. I'm not sure who that person was. So, maybe you're getting old. Is this the same? Think back to what brought you here. Solitaire. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to try and play like a game of solitaire here, just because, I want to check it out. Word of caution. When I played this the first time, right, before my recording got corrupted, I played solitaire and I was very bad at it. And I'm confused again. How to play. Okay, matching cards can be stacked and then can be moved together. When 4 matching cards are united on the tableau, they will collapse into a locked stack. This will also unlock a free cell if one is available. Free cells can store a single card of any type. 4 matching cards can also be united in a free cell to collapse them into a locked stack. To win the game, collapse all 10 types of cards into 10 locked stacks. Okay, so if this goes terribly wrong, I'll cut it and pretend I won right away. Do we have a deal? I think we have a deal. I think you're broken. I never said I was smart. Let's try again. See, like some of them are easier than others, right? Or maybe I just needed to get in the zone. Yeah, there we go. Oh man, that was so easy. That was so easy. It's not like I completely fumbled an easy solitaire on the first go around, right? Let's try a medium one, just because. If I fail this one miserably, I might cut it completely because it just wouldn't be fair, you know? I'm a genius. Okay. Oh, I have the hard one now. Okay. Should we do the hard one? Let's do the hard one. Why not? Now I want to hear some backseating on how this should have been handled better. A genius. Good thing I fumbled on the first one. Okay, we're not going to do the expert one now. We're gonna leave that for when we get extra stressed. I'm thinking Evelyn might be just a tad bit too tired now. So let us go to bed. And don't worry, you'll be seeing that Solitaire sped up. I'm thinking that's it for Solitaire. I'll just go to bed now. Like, honestly, same. I don't do Solitaire before bed, but I do nonograms. So I get it. Let's do some Solitaire and go to bed. Chapter 2. One Mind 2.0 Escalating the Wellness Revolution. Okay, let's read the text. Email. Kristen Zoni. Went to Maga's books today and Shelley told me you don't work there anymore. Made me sad. You were the best part of going to that store for me. I always appreciated your presence there. Best of luck in your new endeavors, wherever they may take you. Thank you, Chris. And Mary, this made me think of you. Are you still mad at me? Nevertheless, I hope you're doing well. The Redmond Post. So, Skanda and the Redmond School District are partnering to roll out Eliza, a mental health evaluation and counseling tool for all middle and high school students. Conversations with the virtual counselor will screen students for risk factors, identify the need for interventions, and support positive mood levels. Other King County school districts, including Bellevue School District and Lake Washington School District, are following suit with their own rollout plans. Eliza is an AI-driven conversational tool to support mental health development internally at Skanda. While the Seattle-based company's counseling centers are well known for employing human proxies between the AI and the client, the school implementation will take the form of a web-based chat interface, which is what I've been saying since last episode. I'm really confused as to why these proxies exist, right? They're nothing more than, a literal chatbot. At least sometimes when you open a chat, when you try to chat with a company, you get actual customer service employees chatting with you, actual human beings. And especially younger people. Younger people will not call you for the life of them. As important as it is, they will not call. So how long it took them to figure out this can be a chat is baffling to me. These kids are more used to sharing information about themselves in text-based conversations than adults are. So that's what we zeroed in on as the best mode of interaction for this particular application. Conversations with Eliza take about 10 to 15 minutes each and will be required but not limited to one conversation every 2 weeks. Required. Students exhibiting high-risk factors will be referred to a suite of potential interventions, including connections with community success mentors, additional counseling, or psychiatric evaluation. Eliza's tracking capabilities will be able to provide a full picture of students' mental state over the school year and eventually over the course of their lives, says Roland Oring, Executive Director of Student Services for the district. This, he explains, is an important factor in detecting potential problems in students who may otherwise seem normal on a day-to-day basis. Interesting. The goal here is to find the kids that are most at risk and take proactive steps to get them the tools and support they need to grow into happy and productive members of society. This is a complex problem with an evolving solution set. Eliza is just one facet of what is a bigger issue involving not only the kids, but their families, our teachers, and the wider community. Okay. I really wonder if this implementing Eliza into school and children, how that will go. I wonder if it will be a plot point in the rest of the story. But for now, considering you've had to suffer through some solitaire, and now we're starting chapter 2, which is a chapter that I have not seen anything of, I think I'm going to end this episode here. So what we've done today is we've finished our first work day. We worked with Maya. Maya has imposter syndrome. We gave Maya some anxiety medication. We told her she's all good. Maya, please go party. Fall in diff and do. We had some coffee with our old friend Nora. Nora, little Sappho, I hope, gave us some hot gossip. And now I'm thinking this is the speech that our former boss is going to give. I hope this is him, and I hope we're late. So that's what we've been doing. We've played some solitaire, we had some coffee, we ordered chocolate chip cookies, and the next episode, chapter 2, is going to be a complete surprise to me. If you enjoyed watching this, I would like to encourage you to give it a like, maybe a subscribe, comment, tell me my audio sucks, whatever, and see you in chapter 2. I'm enjoying Eliza so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next in this game. I hope you enjoyed, and I send my greetings into the void. Take care. Bye.